In today's fast-paced world, it often feels like chaos is the only constant. From the never-ending demands at work to the flood of information coming at us from every direction, it can be difficult to find a moment of peace. Our lives are filled with noise, both literal and figurative, that bombards us at every turn. We are often overwhelmed by the pressure to keep up, stay ahead, and manage the uncertainty of the world around us. How do we respond when everything seems out of control? How can we stay focused and grounded when the world around us is in turmoil? The answer may lie in an ancient philosophy that has stood the test of time: Stoicism. At its core, Stoicism teaches us how to remain calm, steady, and focused even in the face of life's greatest challenges. In a world where we often feel powerless, Stoicism offers a powerful reminder that while we can't always control external events, we do have control over how we respond to them. Life's challenges, work pressures, personal struggles, and global crises often pull us in different directions, leaving us feeling drained and disoriented. In these moments, Stoicism provides clarity. It helps us cut through the noise and focus on what truly matters: our thoughts, actions, and attitudes. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what is within our control and let go of what isn't, empowering us to navigate the complexities of modern life with resilience and grace. The central idea of Stoicism is simple yet profound. We cannot control the world around us, but we can control how we respond. Our thoughts, emotions, and actions are ours to shape, and through Stoic practices, we can cultivate emotional resilience. In this transcript, we will explore how the wisdom of Stoicism can help us build that resilience, enabling us to remain calm, composed, and focused, no matter the chaos swirling around us. Chaos and stress are inevitable parts of the human experience. No matter how much we plan or how hard we try, life is full of unpredictability. This constant uncertainty can lead to feelings of being overwhelmed or out of control. From the daily challenges of work, relationships, and personal health, to the global crises that seem to unfold before our eyes, we are constantly faced with external forces that shape our experiences. In this chaotic environment, it's easy to become fixated on the idea that we need to exert control over everything around us. But this belief can lead to frustration and anxiety. The Stoics, an ancient group of philosophers, had a deep understanding of this reality. Figures like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius often reflected on the inherent unpredictability of life. They recognized that suffering, challenges, and obstacles are simply part of being human. Epictetus in particular famously stated, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This is a fundamental Stoic belief. Life will inevitably present hardships, but how we respond to them is within our control. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, frequently reminded himself that the nature of the universe is chaotic, and that it's our task to remain steadfast and calm in the face of it. For the Stoics, accepting the chaotic nature of existence wasn't a resignation to helplessness. It was an empowering realization that we can always control our inner responses, no matter what's happening outside. This brings us to the common misconception about control. We often believe that we can, or at least should, control everything around us: the people in our lives, the events that unfold, the outcome of our efforts. Yet the truth is, we cannot control the external world. To illustrate this, think of a simple metaphor. Imagine trying to control the weather. No matter how much we might desire to change it, the weather is beyond our influence. We cannot force the clouds to part on command or make the sun shine brighter. Yet we often try to control other external factors in much the same way. This shift in perspective becomes even more crucial in today's world, where stress and chaos are amplified by modern society. We are constantly plugged into a 24-hour news cycle, social media updates, and the unspoken pressure to perform perfectly in all areas of life. The constant stream of information can feel overwhelming, and with it comes a sense that we must keep up, respond to everything, and stay on top of every detail. We are exposed to crises, tragedies, and conflicts on a global scale, all of which contribute to the emotional and mental burden we carry. Social media further exacerbates this by presenting an idealized version of life, one in which everyone seems to be doing better, achieving more, and living a life free of struggles. This only intensifies feelings of inadequacy and stress as we begin to compare ourselves to the curated perfection of others' lives. All of this contributes to an emotional overload. Our brains are not designed to handle such a constant influx of information and emotional stimuli. The pressure to keep up with the expectations of modern life combined with the barrage of negative news and social media comparisons, creates a sense of mental exhaustion. It can feel as though we are on a never-ending treadmill of stress, with no way to stop or slow down. The more we try to control everything, our image, our productivity, our emotional responses, the more overwhelmed we become. This is where Stoicism offers a powerful antidote. By recognizing the inherent chaos of life and focusing on what we can control, our responses, we begin to ease the mental and emotional burden. The Stoics teach us that we do not need to be at the mercy of external events or societal pressures. Instead, we can cultivate a sense of inner peace by letting go of the need to control everything and instead focusing on mastering our own thoughts, reactions, and behaviors. In this way, we build emotional resilience, allowing us to navigate life's struggles with grace and wisdom. Through this lens, stress becomes less about the external forces acting upon us and more about how we choose to engage with those forces. In a world that often feels chaotic, Stoicism offers profound wisdom on how to remain calm, focused, and resilient amidst life's inevitable struggles. At the heart of Stoicism are three essential disciplines that can help us navigate our emotional landscape and cultivate a sense of inner peace, even in the face of turmoil. These disciplines, the discipline of perception, the discipline of action, and the discipline of will, form the foundation of Stoic practice, teaching us not how to control the world, but how to control our reactions to it. The first discipline, the discipline of perception, is central to Stoic thought. The Stoics believe that our perception of events determines our emotional response, not the events themselves. It's not the world around us that causes distress, but how we interpret what happens. This concept is beautifully summed up by Epictetus, who said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." The Stoics understood that our judgments shape our experiences. A situation is neutral in itself. It's our perception of it that gives it meaning. For example, consider a scenario where you receive criticism at work. One person might perceive the feedback as an attack on their abilities, leading to feelings of frustration and defensiveness. Another person might view the same criticism as an opportunity for growth, taking it as a chance to improve their skills and become better at their job. The event, the criticism, is the same, but the perception is different. Stoicism teaches us to take control of our perceptions, encouraging us to interpret events in a way that promotes emotional resilience and calm. By reframing challenges and setbacks as opportunities for learning and growth, we can shift our emotional responses from distress to acceptance, which allows us to remain composed even in the face of adversity. The second Stoic discipline, the discipline of action, emphasizes the importance of taking purposeful and deliberate actions, grounded in the understanding of what is within our control. Rather than reacting impulsively or emotionally, Stoicism urges us to act with intention and reason. This discipline is about taking thoughtful, measured steps to address the situations we face, always focusing on what we can control, while letting go of what we cannot. It's about doing what we can, without worrying about outcomes that are outside our influence. For instance, if faced with a difficult situation, perhaps a tense meeting with a colleague or a challenging project deadline, the Stoic approach is to respond in a calm, constructive manner. Rather than giving in to panic, frustration, or the desire to control every outcome, a Stoic will focus on taking action that aligns with their values and purpose. This might mean staying composed, listening carefully, and doing their best to solve the problem. Even when the results are not entirely within their grasp, the Stoic understands that how they act is the only thing truly under their control. By focusing on purposeful action rather than reactive impulses, we can turn even difficult circumstances into opportunities for self-improvement and personal growth. The discipline of will is perhaps the most powerful Stoic tool for emotional resilience. This discipline is about aligning your will with nature and accepting that there are things in life that are simply beyond our control. The Stoics were keenly aware that life is unpredictable and that suffering is inevitable. What we can control, however, is how we respond to these challenges. The key is acceptance, learning to say, "This is what is, and I will accept it calmly." This discipline requires a profound level of emotional strength and inner peace. Rather than resisting or fighting against the natural course of events, the Stoic embraces them. It's not about suppressing emotions, but about acknowledging them without allowing them to dictate our actions. By aligning our will with nature, we accept that we cannot always change the things that happen to us, but we can choose how we meet them. In practice, this means being able to say, "I will accept what comes, and I will respond in a way that aligns with my values." This approach fosters emotional resilience, helping us remain steady and composed even in the face of the most difficult challenges. One of the core tenets of Stoicism is the idea that emotions should not be suppressed, but rather acknowledged and understood. The Stoics were clear that emotions are a natural part of being human. However, they also believed that we should not allow them to control us. Stoic thinkers like Seneca often wrote about emotions such as anger and grief, urging us to examine them through the lens of reason. Seneca, in his On Anger, for instance, explains how he used reason to calm himself when anger arose. Instead of letting anger control him, he reflected on the cause of the anger and reasoned with himself that there was no need for such a response. By examining emotions through rational thought, Stoicism helps us recognize that while we cannot always control our feelings, we can control how we act upon them. Perhaps one of the most powerful aspects of Stoic thought is the ability to maintain calm under immense pressure. History offers us numerous examples of figures who exemplified Stoic calm in the face of adversity. One of the most prominent figures in this regard is Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher. Throughout his life, Marcus Aurelius faced continuous war, political unrest, and personal loss. Yet, in his meditations, he frequently reminds himself to stay calm and rational, to approach each challenge with a clear mind and a steady heart. Despite being embroiled in constant military conflict, Marcus Aurelius was able to maintain focus and composure, using his inner resolve to navigate the difficulties he encountered. This kind of perspective, adopting a Stoic approach to life, can help us reframe stress-inducing situations and view them not as overwhelming problems, but as manageable challenges. For instance, if you find yourself facing a difficult project at work, instead of becoming overwhelmed by the pressure, you can approach it with the understanding that it is an opportunity to practice Stoic virtues, patience, persistence, and clarity. The Stoic mindset allows us to see obstacles as opportunities for growth and self-improvement, reframing stress as something we can handle with calm and focus. In conclusion, Stoicism teaches us that calm and focus are not about avoiding difficulties or suppressing emotions. They are about recognizing the natural challenges of life and responding with purpose, clarity, and acceptance. Through the Stoic disciplines of perception, action, and will, we can learn to navigate the chaos of life with resilience, turning even the most challenging moments into opportunities for growth. The wisdom of the Stoics offers us a timeless guide to cultivating emotional strength, helping us remain steady amidst the storm and maintain focus on what truly matters. In a world where chaos is constantly unfolding around us, finding ways to stay calm and maintain focus can feel like a daunting task. Yet, as we've seen through Stoic teachings, we have the ability to control how we respond to the chaos. One of the most effective ways to stay calm in the midst of a stressful or overwhelming situation is by practicing practical techniques that can ground us, help us reframe our emotional reactions, and foster mental resilience. Let's explore several Stoic-inspired practices that can guide us in remaining composed and thoughtful in the face of chaos. The power of pausing. In the heat of the moment, when emotions start to take over, it's easy to act impulsively and say or do things we may later regret. One of the most powerful techniques to prevent these hasty reactions is the practice of pausing. The Stoics were well aware of the importance of taking a moment to breathe and reflect before acting. Epictetus often emphasized the need to create space between stimulus and reaction, advising that we should not rush into actions driven by our emotions, but rather give ourselves time to consider our response. When you feel emotions bubbling up, anger, frustration, anxiety, pause. Here's a step-by-step guide on how to implement this pause. 1. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes and take a few deep, slow breaths. Inhale deeply for a count of 4, hold for a second, and exhale slowly for a count of 4. This will help bring your focus to your breath, calming your body's immediate stress response. Step away. If possible, physically step away from the situation. A short walk or simply leaving the room can give you the mental space you need to regain your composure. 3. Reframe the situation. Once you've given yourself a moment, reframe the situation in a more constructive light. Ask yourself, what's within my control here? How can I respond in a way that aligns with my values and my goals? This pause helps you prevent emotional outbursts and allows for a more thoughtful, intentional response. By taking this pause, you allow your rational mind to take the lead, making it easier to make decisions that align with your best interests rather than reacting from a place of heightened emotion. Visualization. Another Stoic technique that can help build mental resilience is visualization, specifically visualizing worst-case scenarios. This might seem counterintuitive at first, but the idea behind it is to prepare your mind for challenges so that when they arise, you can handle them with calmness and clarity. A practice known as premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils, involves imagining the worst possible outcomes in advance. This Stoic exercise can be particularly useful when facing situations that might trigger anxiety or fear. For example, imagine you have an important presentation at work and you're nervous about being criticized. Rather than letting the anxiety build up, take a moment to visualize the worst-case scenario. You give the presentation, and your boss offers harsh feedback. Visualize your emotional reaction in this moment, perhaps feeling a bit uncomfortable, but also imagine yourself staying calm, accepting the criticism without defensiveness, and using it as an opportunity for growth. By rehearsing this scenario mentally, you mentally prepare yourself for the situation and reduce the emotional impact when it actually occurs. The Stoics believe that by exposing ourselves to our fears in a controlled, thoughtful way, we could reduce anxiety and become more resilient. Visualization helps to turn these stress-inducing situations into manageable challenges, providing us with the mental clarity to face them with confidence. Focusing on the present moment. A central teaching of Stoicism is the idea that the past is beyond our control and the future is uncertain. The only moment we truly have is the present. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "The past is beyond our control and the future is uncertain, so focus on what you can control now." This Stoic emphasis on the present moment echoes mindfulness practices, which encourage us to stay rooted in the here and now, rather than worrying about the past or the future. To practice staying present, try the following. 1. Engage your senses. When you feel yourself becoming anxious or distracted by thoughts of what's to come, take a moment to focus on your immediate environment. What can you see, hear, smell, or touch? Engaging your senses will help bring your attention to the present and prevent your mind from wandering. 2. Mindful breathing. When you're overwhelmed, focus on your breath. Breathe in slowly, paying attention to the sensation of the air entering your body, and exhale slowly, letting go of any tension. This simple practice anchors you in the present moment and reduces the tendency to ruminate on past mistakes or future uncertainties. Focusing on the present moment not only helps reduce stress, but also allows you to make more thoughtful decisions, rather than reacting based on past fears or future anxieties. Journaling. Journaling is another powerful Stoic practice that can help you reflect on daily challenges and maintain emotional clarity. Stoics like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca kept personal journals as a way to reflect on their thoughts, actions, and responses to the events of their lives. Journaling gives you the opportunity to process your emotions, learn from your experiences, and set intentions for growth. To start journaling with a Stoic mindset, consider the following approach. 1. Begin with gratitude. Write down a few things you're grateful for that day. This practice helps shift your focus from what's going wrong to what's going right, helping you cultivate a mindset of positivity and appreciation. 2. Reflect on your actions. Think about the challenges you faced that day. How did you react? Were there moments when you acted impulsively or emotionally? Reflecting on these moments gives you the opportunity to learn from them and make adjustments for the future. 3. Examine your emotions. Write about your emotional responses to events without judgment. Acknowledge how you felt, but also use reason to reflect on whether those emotions were justified or whether you could have responded differently. This helps you gain greater emotional clarity and resilience. Journaling is a powerful tool for self-reflection that enables you to track your progress over time and develop a deeper understanding of your emotional patterns, which can lead to greater composure in future situations. Breathing exercises. Finally, one of the simplest and most effective Stoic-inspired techniques for staying calm is using controlled breathing exercises. Breathing deeply and slowly can activate the body's parasympathetic nervous system, which counteracts the fight-or-flight response and helps reduce stress and anxiety. This practice helps you regain composure, especially in moments of emotional overload. Here's a simple breathing technique you can use. 1. Inhale for 4 counts. Slowly breathe in through your nose for a count of 4, allowing your chest and abdomen to rise as you fill your lungs with air. Hold for 4 counts. Pause and hold the breath for a count of 4. This brief pause allows you to reset your mind. 3. Exhale for 4 counts. Slowly exhale through your mouth for a count of 4, releasing tension and clearing your mind. Repeat. Continue this cycle for several rounds, focusing on the sensation of your breath and allowing your body to relax with each exhale. This simple exercise can be done anytime you feel overwhelmed, and it can help restore your calm and focus in stressful situations. Incorporating these Stoic-inspired techniques into your daily routine can help you develop greater emotional resilience and stay grounded, no matter the chaos unfolding around you. Whether it's pausing before reacting, visualizing challenges, staying present, journaling, or using breathing exercises, these practices empower you to take control of your responses and approach life's challenges with calm and clarity. By embracing these techniques, you can develop a sense of inner peace that helps you weather the storms of life with strength and composure. The serenity of acceptance. One of the most powerful lessons Stoicism teaches is the importance of acceptance. In life, many things are beyond our control, and yet we often find ourselves trying to force outcomes or resist circumstances we cannot change. The Stoics believed that true peace comes from understanding the difference between what we can control and what we cannot. The Stoic prayer beautifully encapsulates this mindset. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. This simple yet profound prayer reflects a core Stoic principle: acceptance. The serenity to accept things beyond our control doesn't mean passivity or resignation. It means having the emotional strength to acknowledge reality as it is without fighting against it. When we release the need to control every aspect of our lives, whether it's the behavior of others, external events, or the outcomes of our efforts, we free ourselves from unnecessary anxiety and frustration. Instead of wasting energy on things we cannot influence, we focus on how we can respond and what we can control, which fosters a deep sense of peace. Living in alignment with nature. The Stoics believed that peace comes from living in alignment with nature. By nature, they didn't mean just the natural world, but the natural order of life and the inevitable ups and downs that come with it. Accepting life as it comes rather than resisting it is central to achieving emotional peace. It's about recognizing that challenges, hardships, and discomfort are all part of the human experience, and they are often beyond our control. Consider the example of soldiers returning from war or survivors of natural disasters. Many of them have experienced immense suffering, loss, and trauma. Yet, those who embrace a Stoic mindset understand that fighting against what happened or wishing for things to be different only prolongs their pain. They choose instead to accept what is and focus on what they can control: their reactions, their ability to rebuild, and their capacity to grow from the experience. This acceptance doesn't negate the pain, but it gives individuals the emotional strength to cope with it, to heal, and to move forward. Similarly, leaders in difficult times, such as political figures or humanitarian workers in crisis zones, often maintain an inner calm by adopting a Stoic attitude. They know that they cannot control every outcome, but they can control their actions, decisions, and emotional responses. By living in alignment with the natural flow of life, accepting challenges as they arise, and focusing on their response to those challenges, they embody a sense of serenity that helps them remain steady under pressure. Reflections on suffering. Suffering is an inevitable part of life. Whether it's the loss of a loved one, personal failure, or facing difficult circumstances, everyone encounters hardship. However, the Stoics believe that suffering, when approached with the right mindset, can become an opportunity for growth and transformation. By practicing Stoicism, we learn to view suffering not as something to avoid or fear, but as a chance to build strength and wisdom. The Stoics remind us that we grow stronger through adversity, much like a muscle that gets stronger after resistance training. Each difficulty we encounter is an opportunity to refine our character, sharpen our resolve, and deepen our understanding of what truly matters. Seneca, in his writings, often spoke about how adversity can serve as a teacher. When we face challenges, we can choose to respond with anger, frustration, or despair, or we can choose to use the experience to cultivate virtues such as patience, courage, and resilience. In this way, suffering is not simply endured. It becomes an avenue for growth, a chance to strengthen the inner qualities that allow us to face future challenges with greater wisdom and calm. Cultivating calm in your daily life. As we have seen, Stoicism offers powerful tools to help us stay calm amidst life's chaos. The fundamental message is clear. We cannot control the world around us, but we have the ability to control how we respond to it. By embracing the Stoic principles of acceptance, focusing on what we can control, and using techniques like pausing, visualization, and mindfulness, we can cultivate inner peace and emotional resilience in the face of any challenge. But the key to applying these Stoic teachings is practice. In every moment, we can choose how we respond to life's challenges. It is not about being perfect or always remaining calm, but rather about developing a consistent mindset that helps us stay grounded. As you move through your day, ask yourself, what is within my control here? How can I respond with wisdom and peace? By integrating Stoic practices into your daily life, whether through journaling, reflection, or mindfulness, you will gradually build emotional resilience, allowing you to face life's inevitable ups and downs with greater composure. Over time, you'll find that your ability to stay calm in the midst of chaos will strengthen, and you'll be able to handle stress with greater clarity and focus. Final reflection. When the storm of life arrives, whether in the form of personal challenges, external chaos, or unexpected hardships, what will you choose? Will you be tossed around by the wind, reacting impulsively and anxiously? Or will you stand firm, calm, and unshaken, anchored in your ability to respond thoughtfully and with resilience? The choice is yours. By embracing Stoicism, you can cultivate the strength, wisdom, and serenity to face any challenge that comes your way. Closing. Quote, "He who is brave is free." Seneca. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Marcus Aurelius.